Yeah, get it on. Took me a second. Got to get on. No choice. We're going to mandate. Get it on. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. Fitzdog in studio. Maitland Ward back. So much to get into. Fitzdog's hitting the road, man. And he's got dates coming up. Escondido, California. Shirley Mass?
Shirley Mass.
That's, never even heard of Shirley.
Gateway to New Hampshire.
Manchester, New Hampshire coming up. Go to gregfitzsimmons.com. And, of course, Maitland, who's got her book out. Rated X, How Porn Liberated Me from Hollywood. And Fitzdog, this is a good pairing because you've hosted the Aviation Awards before, right?
I have.
Wow, I heard this. So what year did you do it?
I did it twice, but I did the 25th anniversary of it, which was a big one because Showtime aired it, and they had it in. They still
did the Showtime shows, yeah.
Yeah, so they did it at one of the big casinos, at whatever the biggest showroom is. They had like 7,000 people there.
Oh, it's huge. It is massive. Like people would be surprised out there.
And the producer said to me, "Okay, we can tell you from past experience." And Kinnison hosted this thing, and Bill Hicks hosted this thing, and Bobby Slayton, and some of the biggest names.
Yeah.
So they said, you got about 30 seconds to get them. And if you don't get them, they are going to start talking to each other loudly, and you will be drowned out. So I had my opening joke was, it's great to be here at the Porn Awards. I said I was just at the gas station, and I saw Ron Jeremy. And I'm pretty sure it was him because halfway through filling his tank, he pulled it out and sprayed it all over the car. And they got a big laugh, and I was off and running.
That is a good joke. In the you're getting old department, and I think Fitzdog will back me up on this.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this earlier today. There was a time 20 some odd years ago when I would host Loveline and a porn star would be on as a guest, and it was happened fairly frequently, and I would play it cool, but I'd immediately run home and try to find her porn.
Yes.
I have not done that with Maitland.
You haven't done
Really?
that?
No.
You should.
It's not a reflection on you, your ability, or your beauty. It's just I'm too fucking old now. I realize I'm not animated.
I know. So it's not restraint, it's laziness.
I like to think of it as sort of lethargy meets an inflated prostate or something. But
well, I was just in the waiting room, and they gave me a one sheet on you, and it said porn, and so I, of course, pulled up a nude photo of you.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And,
did you like what you saw?
I mean, fancy. Are those natural?
These are somewhat.
But just beautiful. You're a very beautiful woman, and you have really nice energy. I'm very happy to meet you.
I'm happy to meet you, too. What a happy little family here today.
Well, here's a question for you, Maitland.
Yes.
I started doing this bit very recently in my act where I was talking about names for people that we look at as sort of progressive or evolved, but they're actually worse. Like, I would rather be called a midget than a little person. Little person is like, listen, little man, wash my feet. I'll give you a nickel. Dance for me. It's a kind of a, and then I started to go into, and I felt that way with waitress versus server. Server sounds like servant. And then I started thinking about sex worker.
Yeah.
Like being called a sex worker versus a prostitute or a porn star or whatever. Like I was saying that the sex worker sounds like you work in this huge industrial park and some foreman's going to go into the break room and go, look, we just got a fresh pallet of cocks out there and they're not going to suck themselves. Let's go, ladies. Tea times are,
sometimes.
do not forget your hairnet this time. Let's go. You're on the clock. On the clock, on the cock. Here we go. The guy's he's holding a clipboard and smoking a cigar. I would just rather be a prostitute or a porn star than a sex worker.
Yeah.
That's so true because, it is true in a way because I don't mind the term sex worker, of course, but it's so broad. Like you can be a prostitute, you can be a porn worker, you can be all sorts of. You could just take nude photos on your OnlyFans and still be considered a sex worker.
Yeah,
right.
So I feel like that's saying I need a specialty, like a doctor. Like am I a heart surgeon or am I just
you got to
general practitioner?
Yeah, declare major.
Yeah,
and then I was also thinking my first porn, my first sort of moving porn. I grew up in a age of this is how old I am. There was a woman in the porn department, but it was actually the Big Five sporting goods department. There's a lovely woman who's featured in a bikini on a raft box.
Yeah.
And I used to stare at the box
Yeah.
and fantasize about her because that's what we had.
Yeah.
You know, that was...
What was the fantasy? Did it involve the raft?
I started to really realize like the raft box model is the ultimate woman.
Yeah.
She looks amazing.
She's outdoorsy.
She's outdoorsy. She's very photogenic, but she's not over the top. You could bring her, she could meet your parents. You know what I mean?
She's Marianne, not Ginger.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But beautiful, always a lot of symmetry. Pretty, but not sort of distractingly Pam Anderson kind of over the top. It's just, if somebody said, I want to set you up with a woman, sight unseen, and I said, what does she do? And she said, she's a pool raft model. I would say I'm 100% in.
She floats through life.
I'm 100% in.
She's a pool raft worker.
Yeah, she's a floaty worker. So I was thinking back to the first time I saw a movie of pornography. And this even predates VHS tapes and, you know, home video stuff. It was, my grandparents were out of town, so I had a house we could use because a friend of mine got a Stag film, like literally like 8mm black and white Stag, but you couldn't. People would have to leave town. They couldn't be gone to the market because you needed to set up the projector and blacken the place out with the curtains. Like it was a job.
Yeah.
And you didn't need 20 minutes. You need a half day.
Yeah.
And my friends, like 4 or 5 dudes, all showed up, and one of their other brothers had a Stag film. It's like a black and white John Holmes film. And we didn't have a projector. Oh, we had a projector. Somebody found a projector, but we didn't have a screen. So I said, my grandparents have this chest of drawers that's all white in their bedroom. And it's one of those things where there's no handles on it. It was a sleek Euro design that would work nicely as a screen for our porn viewing. So we showed it in my grandparents' bedroom on their bureau. And 2 things. One is, I was probably like 16 or something when we did this. And I realize now looking back, because Fitzdog, you do this, you go, oh, you're making jokes. You're making jokes when you didn't even know you were making jokes.
Yeah.
Like you really should have been doing comedy your whole life. You got an early start. I didn't. But you had the mind of a comedian. So at some point, while we were showing the porn, the black and white porn, which it took up about 3 foot by 3 foot on this white chest of drawers my grandparents had. At some point in the middle of it, I went ahead and I grabbed the center drawer and I pulled it out like a foot and I yelled, "Now in 3D." That was one joke.
There you go.
And then later on, when I was left the reel, which was a 8mm. 8mm is a third of an inch. I held it up to the light, and I could see just frame by frame. And I said, John Holmes's cock is still bigger than mine. And everyone laughed, and that said, now go back to the construction site and die.
Right.
That's how it worked.
Yeah. And also you knew that you jerked off to your grandmother's drawers. My first porn experience was one of my best friends was Dave Aranguren, who is this Colombian kid, and he lived in the projects and where I grew up. And he lived upstairs in this apartment, and his brother, who's in jail for life now for cocaine trafficking, had the reel to reel. And we sat down and we watched it, and I was probably 12. Mm-hmm. And I remember watching the man, because I grew up Irish Catholic. I knew nothing about sex. And the guy was having sex. He was going in and out. And I thought, oh my God, this is so kinky. He's moving it.
Right.
And then, and so I got my erection going. And then David's older brother, Hector, who's in jail for cocaine, reached over and grabbed my dick. And he goes, you're getting hard there. You're getting hard.
Who knew that wordsmith would one day end up in prison? You know what I mean? See, you never know.
That's so interesting, though, generationally, how it was a big thing for you guys to go watch porn.
Yeah.
Oh,
like, get the projector.
Everything was a big...
The drawers.
Everything was a big thing. Going to the fucking Sizzler was a huge thing.
Now you just click the internet and it's on.
Everything was huge. Yeah. So that's our. You remember the film? Do you remember anyone? Was anyone in it?
It was. I remember there was two Italian guys, and one guy says to the other guy, says to the woman, "I think it's time we penetrate your flesh."
Your flesh?
That was the line.
Wow.
I think it's time we penetrate your flesh.
That's not very sexy.
No.
What's the first porn you've seen, Maitland?
What's the first? I can't remember exactly what the first one was. Of course, I remember my dad's Playboys and everything, and but like you said, moving porn. I think it was just on the internet. Like I just watched it.
You're young.
It's not. Yeah, that's why I'm amazed by this whole Stag film. Like you had to. I kind of like that though.
Yeah.
It's like a coming of age kind of. Graduation. I feel like I needed a Stag moment.
Yeah, I mean, you can sort of file it under when I used to walk uphill in a snowstorm just to get to school. That's the kind of the porn version of that you can share with your son.
The distinction now is that when we watched it, we were not masturbating at the time. We had to recall it because you're with all your friends.
Yeah, that's right.
Unless you had those friends. You were part of a group of guys that did that?
Like a circle jerk?
Yeah.
You were?
Oh, yeah.
No!
In your grandmother's bedroom?
Whoa!
No.
Were you in the bedroom or did you move the thing?
No, we were in the bedroom.
Oh, my God.
On the bed? Bunch of guys?
You were sitting on the grandma's bed?
She had a brass bed, which made it even more old-timey and weird and creepy.
Freaky, yeah.
No, I think we'd huddled on the floor.
Okay.
And you masturbated in front of each other?
No, not that time. But later on in life, when there was one VCR and one movie and three dudes, it was more Game of Chicken. It was more like, or it was more a game of choke your chicken. It was me going, hey, all right, guys, clear out. And them going, you clear out.
Yeah.
And me going, no, dude, didn't you clear out? It was like one of those things where, like, I don't know, like when you're a kid and you like said to your sister, I called shotgun. And she said, you didn't hear. And then you said, then we'll both. And you just mashed into the front seat and shut the door like it wasn't comfortable or productive, but you're standing your ground.
Wow.
Yeah.
So everybody completed, like all three guys?
I think, but I can't. It's all a little hazy now over the years. But yeah, I would say, I don't. I mean, we tried to. God, were we on a futon? There was some jockeying for position. You know what I mean?
You were close.
Also, I'm left-handed.
Wait,
So I gotta sit. It's like when you go out to dinner. You know what I mean? You got to sit on the edge of the booth. I had to position myself.
Yeah, elbows were bumping.
Yeah. I remember that. One of the great moments that Jimmy Kimmel and I had was mentioning that our first real film was VHS film was Sex Boat. And he's like, mine was Sex Boat. And I was like, my friend's dad had, and he's like, my friend's dad had, so we didn't even have, our dads didn't have Sex Boat or
what
VCR.
What is Sex Boat?
It's a boat where people have...
Like the Love Boat.
But I mean, was it like people in it that were...
Oh,
like,
my God.
It was known, obviously.
Dawson, the cast of... It's
was it a parody of the Love Boat?
It's a who's goo of...
There it is. Oh, my God. Kelly Nichols.
That's Sex Boat.
That's not Sex Boat.
That's not Sex Boat?
No, there's another.
French.
There's another Sex Boat. I mean, this was
Sex Boat 1 or 2.
This was chock-a-cock full of... I'm just going to keep going, Fitzdog.
Yeah.
Chock-a-cock full of a who's goo.
Yeah.
Of this is it.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Drop your anchor.
And this
Kelly Nichols was in that one too.
Roxanne Potts.
She must have been. She might have been your Why You Love Float girl.
And this is the Raft Box.
The Raft Girl.
She predated
Yes.
that. Well, the Raft Girl set
You
the
have a
table
thing for the
sex.
water.
Yeah.
I like
Nautical.
maritime disaster.
Nautical. Maritime.
So Oh, and it would be the best because back in the old day, they'd go featuring penthouses, blah, blah, blah. Remember they do the penthouse or whatever, hustlers, blah, 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 swank.
You needed
blah,
a credit.
Blah. Oh, the credits. You IMDb this shit. It is a cast of hundreds. It had, Randy West, the always stellar Randy West. Led the brigade, and then the names just kept going and going and going.
Oh,
Little girl
they all are.
Little Oral Annie was in there. I mean, it just
there's Randy West.
Yes, it just kept going.
Pirates.
Yeah.
Pirates was a huge film, and Pirates 2 was one of the biggest ever.
Oh, yeah, but this was Pirates on the sex boat.
Pirates, of course. Yeah.
That was a big budget porn.
Big budget, really big budget.
I had a friend just send me a clip of a porn clip with a link. And I just thought, this fucking weird. Like, hey, man, here's something I jerked off to. I thought maybe you could jerk off to it too. And then when we see each other, we'll know we both jerked off to that thing.
Yeah.
We could talk about it.
You're kind of Eskimo cousins.
Yes.
We actually have a question for Maitland about a small penis.
I love small penis. I mean,
You love small penis?
You've come to the right place, my dear. You're being
love
bookend
all
between
penis.
two of the small in comedy. All right, do we have is it a message? All right, let's try that.
Hi, Maitland. I ordered a custom video from you where I wanted you to humiliate me because of how small my dick is. And I just got to say, that was the hottest video ever. But what does that say about me as a person that I get off on stuff like that?
This is
anyway,
deep.
Thank you. I'm going to order another one.
Well, first of all, let me say I do a lot of small penis humiliation, and I love it.
You do?
I love it. We both get something from it.
I do it for free. I think
I
that's
do
the
it.
difference. I volunteer my time.
I did it in the gym room shower in 9th grade.
Yeah.
You humiliated your friend?
Yeah, that's all guys do.
Harlan,
we do
Really?
small penis humiliation.
So maybe that's part of his mindset.
Pro bono, pardon the pun, but we
There
don't
you go.
charge for it. You're a sex worker.
Yes,
Right.
I'm a sex
You
worker.
get paid for
I'm
it.
the cardiologist of sex workers.
How much small penis humiliation do you get?
I do get a lot of that, surprisingly a lot. And I do the videos and I'll do whatever they want. Some have very specific requests on it. Like some want me to talk about their small dick like it's small, but don't go too far with it. Don't say it's the most worthless thing. But the ones I have the most fun with are when I say, that little bitty little thumb, little pinky finger couldn't even satisfy me who gets all the big dicks in the world. And I just demoralize them. And it's kind of fun. And we both get it, a certain degree of, happiness from it.
Is that a fetish? I mean,
It
and
is.
then the guy masturbates to being made fun of by you?
Yes, definitely. And there's also the thing where he wants me to have sex with another man that is much bigger. And he's like, just tell me I'm worthless. I can't satisfy you.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's and there's storylines. Usually they write long storylines for me to act out. And so there's dialogue and there's character development and everything. But
Can I ask you what you get how much you get paid for something like that? Because that's a lot of work.
For customs and stuff, I'll get anywhere from $100, $200 a minute, something.
Really?
Yeah, depending on how involved it gets. You know what I mean? And it goes between that, and then usually there's about a 5-minute average or whatever. But because sometimes there's costumes, so that's going to be more. So.
Oh, really?
But I always say I learned this.
Do you milk the cock? Milk the clock?
I have melted a cock before on my windowsill, but I actually did. We had a funeral for him. His name was Petey. But anyway, that's a separate story. But what did you say? Do I melt the cock?
Do you take your time so that you can get a couple extra minutes out of them?
No, I try to. It's always decided ahead of time.
Yeah,
so I know, so I can time it out exactly how I want to.
Right.
But I always say, don't yuck somebody else's yum.
Powerful.
Right.
Right.
That's it's the motto that I live by now.
Well,
no, but it's true. If somebody has a fetish with something, as long as it's a safe fetish, who cares? I'm playing along.
Yeah, no, I never judge anybody. That's my motto, and Fitz as well. Although these guys are fucking crackpots, but I see. I actually come down on a sort of happy side of this, which is every time I've spoken, I should say, to a dominatrix or somebody who's in that, I always go, you only work with super successful dudes, right? And they go,
true.
yes. And I go, right, because the Guatemalan laborer who's on a construction site all day, life is there to beat the shit out of him. He doesn't want more of it when he punches, he's off the job site. He's already got a fucking foreman screaming at him, and he just got another parking ticket, and his old lady's up his ass, and life beats him down, you know. So when it comes to their fantasy, they want the best. You know, they want all the big hair and perfume and rubs and tugs and that's
compliments.
The compliments. They want, you know,
and I do a lot of that too.
Oh, you're the best. I've never, been with someone as good as you. The captains of industry who were sit in the corner office and control everyone all day, your fantasy is always what you don't have.
Yeah.
So I would assume that the guy who's calling in with the small penis fetish is actually a successful dude.
Well, he's got $100 a minute. Yeah.
Right. No, they're usually very successful, and I heard that also it's because they have to have so much control all week that it gives them relief to have somebody else be controlling of them in any dominatrix situation. Because I do a lot of, very mistressy controlling kind of situations.
Oh, you are?
Aside from small penis.
Well, you have acting chops.
Yeah, so I do a lot of dialogue stuff, too.
A lot of the ladies in your industry don't have that kind of bona fides.
So I can really act out scenes with them. Yes. But I enjoy it. Bona fides.
Bona fides. Worst Greek ever. All right, so we can talk about the road. Because Fitzdog's going on the road. Fitzdog's got a movie coming out with Doug Stanhope about the road, which really looked really compelling and interesting. I just came off going to Appleton, Wisconsin. And so I think comedians will say they don't mind the time on stage. It's really just getting to the stage. And thus... if anyone,
like people say I do it for free, but they pay me to travel.
Right.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Right. And so if anyone thinks it's glamorous, to get to Appleton, I woke up at 7 on Friday, got to LAX. I got up at like 6:45, 6:30 on Friday. Got to LAX about 7:30 in the morning. Got on an 8:30 flight, flew to Chicago, then drove 3 hours from Chicago to Appleton, Wisconsin, then did 2 shows that night.
Right.
Then the following night, Saturday night, did 2 shows in Appleton, had a 8:40 flight out of Chicago. So Mike got back from the club at 12:30 at night, back to the hotel room, went to bed at 1, got up at 3:30 and met Mike August in the lobby of the hotel at 4 a.m. to drive back to Chicago, drop off the rental car, get on an 8:40 flight, and land at LAX at 11:30.
But I'm like that
Sunday.
too. I want the first flight home because I'm really good at flying on flights. And very often, and Adam, we've talked about this, I have a self-soothing that I do on an airplane.
Oh, what is it? I need to know that.
Well, as soon as the plane takes off, as soon as the fasten your seatbelt sign goes off, I am in the restroom and I pleasure myself.
Oh.
And then, but first, key is you don't have to do this unless you're a squirter, but you line.
I am.
Oh, you are a squirter. Then you have to do this.
Recently, it's become better.
Really?
Yeah.
You line the seat, the actual toilet bowl with paper because otherwise it will stick. And you can't flush
I see where you're getting.
Because it's a low water flush.
Right.
You line the bowl.
I line the bowl. And I lean, and this is the detail that Carola loves, is you know how when you go in the bathroom, the roof is kind of slanted?
Yeah.
And I rest my forehead on that, and I lean forward. And then when I come out of the bathroom, I have a smile and a red dot on my forehead.
What do you mean?
From leaning on the wall.
Oh, from
And then I sit down and I go to sleep.
Amazing.
Fall right to sleep.
Every flight?
Not anymore. I used to for years, every single flight.
What changed?
I hate to say it, I need video. Yeah. I can't, what do you call rock climbing when you go alone? Free solo?
Right.
I can't free solo.
Yeah, I think no ropes. Could you repurpose the neck donut as a forehead pad when you lean?
That's a good idea.
I always just picture a closet that's too small to fit the ironing board, so you have to kind of... the ceiling's not tall enough, so you have to lean it over.
Yeah, I think that sounds luxurious.
And the wrapping of the bowl with the toilet paper, that probably came from experience, right?
That came from somebody knocking at the door because it'd take a minute.
Right.
And then them coming in and seeing and thinking either I've got a bad head cold and I did a lot of spitting,
or
I'm a freak who jerks off on the flight immediately. I think the high altitude also creates a dryness and a stickiness. Yeah.
Yeah, you may be right. So the toilet paper lining is you got the blue water at the bottom.
Right.
And you then get the toilet paper out and it adheres.
Yeah, it lays there. Yeah, you get a nice, you carpet the bowl with the toilet paper. And then when you flush it, it actually goes down. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty controlled with my aim. I don't know about you. I'm not Peter West, or what's his name? Peter West?
Peter North.
Peter North.
Randy West.
Randy West and Peter North.
Yeah.
Wait, he wasn't controlled, or was he?
Those guys are all over the place.
They're like, clean it all.
Yeah. It's like a sprinkler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Peter North's porn nickname was the Decorator.
Well, was it?
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so he had a lot of volume.
Yeah. Wasn't he also famous for taste? Didn't he used to drink grapefruit juice, and women would say that?
I don't know. I was thinking of throwing up earlier. Now,
now it's official.
Now it's official. All right, much more to talk about. We'll take a quick break. Be right back after this. Well, squeezing in one last summer getaway before you take off and head back to the salt mine. How about you protect your home with the latest innovation from Simply Safe Home Security 24/7 Live Guard Protection. With Fast Protect monitoring, Simply Safe agents can deter intruders through the Smart Alarm wireless camera, warning them that they're being recorded and that police are on the way. Voted Best Home Security of 2023 by U.S. News and World Report. And these guys have been sponsored for a long time. We all use them here. You all know it. It's very ergonomic. It works. It's a great company. And they started because they didn't like the way other security companies were run. And right now, my listeners get 20% off any Simply Safe system when they sign up for Fast Protect monitoring. It's a huge offer. It's a limited time. So visit simplysafe.com/Adam. That is 2 I's, by the way. simplysafe.com/Adam. There's no safe like Simply Safe. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Oh, man. Never been a better time to get a little help for your head. I mean, you know that feeling going to bed at night, got all sorts of thoughts racing through your mind. Wake up with more thoughts. You need a little therapy. And it'll give you a place to talk through all those racing thoughts and get the negative cycles and get them out. Find a little peace. I've got to say, I've always been a big fan of therapy. I always feel like once you get your head together, the rest will follow. Free your mind, and the rest will follow, as the ladies sung back in the 90s. So if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's convenient. It's flexible. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime at no additional charge. Let's do this with BetterHelp. Right, Dawson?
Get a break from your thoughts with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Corolla today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Corolla. It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Adam, I have a weird quirk. I like to pick things up with my toes. Been doing it all my life. I'm like a white middle-aged monkey, and that I can pick things up with my toes. I wish I could swing from tree to tree, but I can't. But I was always wondering, you're a guy who's pretty efficient. You do things quickly and efficiently. Do you ever pick things up with your toes? I hope so. It would make my day. Get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
No, I don't, but there's certain things I do that I always think is somehow more efficient, but it kind of bites me in the ass. Like I used to, if I was like wearing shorts and had tennis shoes laced up, and then I was going to put my jeans on and go out, I'd go, I don't have to take my shoes off. And I'd take the shorts off, and then 10 minutes later, be on my back on the floor, wrestling with a shoe, trying to get it through my leg of the pant. And I was like, why don't you just take the fucking shoes off like a human being and save this battle? So I do a lot of that. My only real weird idiosyncratic thing that I do, because I do everything sort of to time. I count a lot. I do a lot of like time stuff. Like I have an electric toothbrush and I can't just stand in front of the mirror and brush my teeth. This is a minute. I'm never going to get back. I'm going to go do something. And I will, like if I'm in my bathroom and there's my den or something, there's a bowl or something from something I ate last night, I'll brush my teeth and go, I'm going to take this bowl to the kitchen. Because I don't want to stand here.
Yeah.
But the thing I do that is wrong is I will flush the toilet 2/3 of my way into the piss and go, this is going to move it along. Or I'm flushing it now. Like, I've been standing here doing nothing for too long. I got to do something. I'll flush the toilet. Then I flush the toilet. Then I keep pissing for another 30 seconds. And then I realize, oh, I got to flush the toilet again.
Wow.
Bad. That's a bad wiring.
Well, there's worse. Do you like to see it go swirl down the drain?
No, not per se.
You like to do it while it's swirling.
I'll flush it and go, all right, now piss yourself out right now.
Yeah.
Because you have 8 seconds before this thing bottoms out. But I never make it.
Oh, you should time it. You should
I
really
should count.
try. Like, like you're training for like some marathon or something.
Yeah, it's not for lack
Not a
of
marathon,
effort.
it would
It's
be
really my timing. It's just, I'm too ambitious.
I'll tell you what saves a lot of time is I got the bidet and the wiping time is cut in half.
Bidets are nice.
Yeah, you blast it, couple quick wipes, and you're on your way. And and in the summer, mine is a cold water bidet.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, you got to get the warm water. No, the cold water is great because your ass is hot. It's just been working hard. And now it's like a cold plunge.
Yeah.
Shrinks the tissues back. It's nice.
You I spoke before about on another show about anal sex prep, and bidet is great. And a cold one, you need a warm one to open up. But
right.
Yeah. I admire your
So wait, you
bidet
do
skills.
cold or warm before
You have to do warm before.
You do warm before.
Yeah, to open it up.
And
But
then
it
cold
cleans it,
afterwards to tighten it back up again?
Yeah, just to soothe it. To soothe your asshole.
Right.
To soothe the matrix of it.
Have you ever done double anal?
No, I have not done double anal. I've done some big anals, though.
Yeah.
So, you know what? It would be like 4 small penis humiliations.
Yeah. Right. No, because I remember when I hosted the awards, one of the categories was best double anal, and I thought,
I don't think that's a category anymore.
No, it wasn't. I thought, why do we have to be so competitive in this country? Like if you can get one in there, give them all a plaque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best.
But
Yeah.
I would say what the size of the dicks were.
Right.
It's actually hard to get guys, especially straight guys, to do a scene like that, though.
Why?
They'd have to touch their dicks
Oh,
together.
double. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
No, they don't want to do
How
it.
so? Yeah, because your dick is rubbing another guy's
And
dick.
real tight, like tighter than double vag.
Yeah, I could see, on my rider, if I was a porn star, I would probably have no double anal.
No double.
Yeah. So that's probably why they got rid of the category. Not for lack of effort.
Yeah, because you can do double penetration, which is one in each hole, but then
I've
then
done
the
that.
balls are hitting each other like little kids at a birthday party with balloons.
I've done that. You have
Banging
to
them
very
against-
specialized guys that'll work together.
Yeah.
They actually have teams where, they'll have a partner that they like to do a DP with because they know how to move at the same time. And it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
No, I agree. When I used to teach boxing, I would hold the punch mitts, right? And people would hold them for me. But the first couple go rounds when you're punching at the guy, it was all off.
Yeah.
You looked like a rank amateur. You missed stuff, air shots. It's just, after a couple months, it was ballet.
Yeah.
It was poetry, like bang, 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 pow, hook, down, gut shot, whatever. And it's like you would flow, but it took a while and you had to work with the same dude. And it wasn't even that the person didn't have the skill. It's just you didn't work with them. You know?
It's like a dance partner kind of thing.
Right. And I would tell all my young students, look, everyone, it's like double anal. That's all this is. That's why they call it the sweet science. All right. Well, traveling through the airport, I noticed a few things. When I landed in Chicago, I can show you. When I was coming out of Chicago, I noticed that they have this drop box for guys holding weed.
Oh.
Who are traveling through the airport.
Oh.
It's a cannabis amnesty box, it's called. So we've created a utopian society where if you have a kid and you don't want him, you can drop him off at the fire station, no questions asked. And then if you're bringing drugs to the airport, you can just drop that off, no questions asked as well. So I've not seen this before, but it's a place where you put your weed. If you're going through security, this is your last chance.
I think it's also the employee perk box.
Yeah. No, it's definitely the employee of the month, the TSA guy. And I've sized a few of those guys up. They definitely partake.
Yeah.
You get what's at the bottom of the amnesty box, basically the pot box at the end of the month.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I remember the cops would bust us when we were teenagers with beer, and they'd take like a case of our beer, and you knew they were drinking that shit after work. That's the only reason they used to even look for us. It was a beer run for them.
Yeah.
The other photo, and don't show it yet, but, do show the other photo yet. See if we can read this one. They had this big billboard inside of O'Hare. When you're walking and there's all those shiny billboards about. There's always some companies that somehow they always have some confusing line on this. So like it'll be a picture of a lion standing next to a giraffe, and it'd go, "We don't do business, we do business better." And then it'd say like NPXX, at the bottom. And you go, "I don't know what does your company do? I don't know what your company, like I like food ads, you know what I mean? I want to see chicken strips. I know what you do." The airport's lined with all these sort of weird nebulous things that I assume high rollers know what they do.
Right,
I never do. But this is a picture of, I guess, two ladies, pilots in full outfit, walking in front of the airplane. And I think it was United, but I don't know, maybe it's American. And it said, "This is the story of an airline," and it's two women pilots walking, "diversifying the skies." And I thought, oh man, we are fucked. Because all this affirmative action shit, it was all fine for like cops and garbage men and firemen and shit like that. But the people who are worried about it, and now we have Kamala Harris, so obviously we're fucked in the affirmative action department. But everyone used pilots as a metaphor. They were like, one day, but everyone thought they were lying. Who do you want flying your plane? A person with the right gender, the right skin color, or the most qualified, X, Y, and Z? And now it's hit the cockpit. We are trying to attract. It's an important consideration in who we're hiring to fly your commercial aircraft, which means the apocalyptic future is upon us. All the things people like me complained about are now here.
What do you want, Amelia Earhart?
Yes.
Or do you want the guy who landed in the Hudson River? What was his name?
Sully.
Sully, yes.
I asked. She couldn't put a bird down in water for shit. We haven't even found that bitch's plane.
I think, didn't they find something where they thought they found her?
They always say that they found a scrap of metal with a rivet pattern in it that was consistent with her Boeing T3 or something, but it's always like Noah's Ark, it doesn't really exist. But, I think people were down with, I was down with the school teacher version of, affirmative action or diversity hires or whatever we're calling them now. And I was kind of cop, fireman and stuff. But pilots, I think we got a slower roll.
I just had a female pilot, and it was fine.
I just had
there
one
was
too.
There was a lot of planes behind us honking, but otherwise, like, you know,
she's putting her makeup on.
Oh. I think the older the pilot, as long as they're not too old, that's what I value. Is
Yeah,
like
I want-
the age
I
of the
want
pilot.
experience.
I want experience, no matter who it is. I don't care. I want experience.
And I used to like the military guys, the guys who flew F-4s in Vietnam and stuff. Those guys have all aged out, but you used to get guys who were only in the cockpit of the American Airlines plane because they flew all, you know, they flew fighters.
Yeah.
Although they could have some kind of weird flashback, like, is this Mig Alley? No, it's the Grand Canyon. We're going in.
He starts dropping suitcases into the canyon.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Is that Cambodia? No, it's Arizona. We're going in. Here's a joke. Oh, we also have a crow video that I'd like you guys to examine. Let's stick on airlines for a moment. I was in first class flying back from Chicago, Appleton, Wisconsin, which whenever I go to Wisconsin, I always open with this joke. And it's a dig on the town that I'm in, but they fucking love it every time I'd go. You know, it's great to be back in Appleton. You know, for me, because I'm a car guy and I'm from L.A. and it's awesome being here in Appleton. Like, I mean, I can't tell you the last time I've seen a Saturn on the road. and this Saturn I saw on the way in was great. It had like a racing stripe. Oh, that was duct tape. It wasn't a racing stripe, actually. It's so true, though. Go to Appleton. Like here, I would say I see 1,000 Teslas for every one Saturn or Pontiac, you know, Sunbird or something. Go to Appleton, Wisconsin. You will see 10 Saturns for. You won't even see a Tesla.
Right.
It's the one like you walk the town the whole day on Saturday. There's not one single Tesla.
No, if you see a Gremlin or an AMC Pacer in LA, they're being ironic. They've also got chopped, you know, the sideburns.
Yeah, that's a hipster who's making a statement.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, there's no authentic Gremlin or Pacer in this town. So airplane, so we're flying back and we're in Chicago. I don't know, we're flying Delta, I think. And we're coming back and it's first class and they got a meal. And they got an omelet offering. And I love an omelet. And so I say, I will take the omelet. But I've learned through flying and first class, they'll never give you the fucking omelet that you would order on the ground. It's always their sort of highfalutin bullshit omelet. Like the last omelet I had in first class was a leek omelet. Like, I'll take a Spanish omelet, I'll take a Denver omelet, I'll just take a 3-cheese omelet. You know, mine's like a bunch of onions, bunch of cut up, you know, give me some cheese, give me some onion, and give me some sausage cut up or something like that.
Yeah.
Give me some pork. But you'll never find that in there. This omelet was Swiss cheese and spinach, which wasn't a complete abortion, but it's like nobody would order this. Nobody would order this. Just have a fucking Spanish omelet or Denver. Like, have an omelet and don't outthink yourselves, because they're always, we have an executive chef and he's going to offer you up something, you know, but like Swiss cheese and spinach, it's edible, but it's nothing you would ever order on the ground.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why is that their omelet policy? Why not go, what is the most popular omelet on the ground? And someone will go, it's a Denver omelet, or it's a Spanish omelet, or it's a whatever. And they go, all right, that'll be our omelet.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably want to appeal to the vegetarians too, to try to be like appeal to. But then I know what you mean.
Swiss cheese is kind of a weird call for that.
Or something, I think, or regular like
just give. I will accept a cheddar cheese and bell pepper or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't want sun-dried tomatoes.
I was
going to
say sun-dried tomatoes. That's always the choice.
So what are those leftover? Did you find those in the warehouse?
I don't like sun-dried tomatoes.
I'm just saying, why do they go weirdo? Why do they have to go weirdo omelet?
Right.
Why can't just go 3 cheese then? Fuck it. We'll get on with our lives.
I just flew. I was in Europe for the last couple of weeks, and I flew back on Air France, and there was 2 meals between Paris and LA, and they were fucking delicious.
And they were France.
Yeah,
so
it was
French cuisine.
I'm telling you, it was like one of them was like a breakfast, and it had a croissant on it that you could not find in LA. Flaky, puffy, soft in the middle. And then the other meal was a quiche, but it was like a real, like you would find in a restaurant. And the flight attendants are stewardesses. I don't know what they call themselves in French, but they're not trying to pretend that it's like a real gentle, loving, maternal person serving me food. I love that.
That's very nice. After you've jerked off in the restroom.
Just slightly before, actually.
Oh, really?
It's like kind of like the grandmother experience.
Yes.
You're marrying them together.
Yeah.
So that's what you did with your refractory period? You ate? Or you ate first and then...
Ate first, and then I was with the wife. Mm-hmm. And it was so funny because we had a window in the middle, and so, of course, I grabbed the window.
Right.
And she sat in the middle, and then a gentleman sat down on the aisle, and he was so obese that he pulled out an extension for the seatbelts.
He carries it.
He carries it with him. It was a seatbelt extender.
I like it.
Wow.
I mean, I feel bad for you, but I've said...
But he was on the aisle. So.
Many times, the most humiliating thing you can do as an airline passenger is ask the stewardess for the extender, right? And I always just said, there should be seatbelt extender fat guy travel belts.
Yes.
Where you're just wearing it as your belt, and then you hop on the plane and... or maybe you don't even take it off. Maybe just snap it right in, like overlap it, male, female, whatever.
Well, also, at that size, is a belt even necessary? You basically have a deployed airbag in front of you.
Oh.
Yes.
You're not going anywhere.
And also...
Not in coach.
I'll tell you... All right, this would be my airline policy, right? If I ran an airline. Okay. I would say, look, the... fat guy seatbelt extenders, we're going to have those as FAA rule. Ours are going to be customized, and that if there is a disaster, they will jam. Because I don't want that lard ass blocking the fucking aisle. You understand? That big tub of goo trying to make the jump onto the air slide and blowing it up. You know what I mean? I don't need that.
He's the reason why we're going down anyway. So much weight on the plane.
I would say, look, we have a rule. If you're sitting on the bulkhead, you can't even put your fucking backpack down on the floor. You got to stow it up top because it'll get in the way.
Yeah.
Someone could trip over it. That guy's 450 fucking pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That guy's Jerry Nadler's fat cousin.
Right.
I don't want that fat. I want him struggling with the belt while we're all safely and uniformly and calmly getting off the plane while the fat guy's trying to chew through his belt. And also, if he doesn't make it out, who's going to miss him? Oh. You know what I mean? What do you have left? A couple of months?
You don't understand. He could save people.
His heart was
going to cushion.
His heart was going to explode by fucking Thanksgiving.
Yeah. You don't know. He might have been bigger than that the month before. He might be on some crazy Richard Simmons diet where he's
he was coming down.
Yeah, he's on his way down.
I'm still gonna design.
Richard Simmons is missing.
I know.
Wait a minute. I'm still going to design the belt so they can't get it off.
Yeah,
it jams.
No,
and also,
the last stewardess off the plane unlocks them.
Right.
Yeah.
I still like
I think he could help, but the carrot, like you fall.
Well, also,
he could be the guy. You know how you jump off onto an inflatable thing?
He would be the hero.
He's the guy you jump off onto.
He hits it, deflates it, and leaves us all dead.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
I don't need that guy. And also, I want him in his seat the whole flight, even if we don't hit turbulence or crash land. I don't want him destroying the bathroom.
Yeah.
That bathroom was put there for noble people to beat off, not for some big fat ass to do his offload. He'll destroy that place. That's there for gentlemen jackers.
Imagine trying to rub one out after he... I mean, come on.
I don't even want to go to the bathroom on a plane anymore.
Yeah.
All of it's things happen.
Is Richard Simmons still missing?
Still missing?
I think I was the last one that saw him.
Let's hear it.
No, I really ran into him like shortly before his missing stage, which it was at a BuzzFeed party back in, was it 2014 or something, or 13 or 14, whenever that was, I ran into him on the street and he had bright red hair. And I made a joke, oh, you colored it because of me, ha. We took a picture together. I do have photographic evidence somewhere. And then after that, he was locked up in his house by his housekeeper, I think.
Do you think it's something you said?
I think he was so taken back. I think his hair just turned red when he saw me.
Wow.
This was before porn, by the way. This was just in my more bikini days.
I think you can make your neuroses work for you for a number of years in life. That's why we know who he is, because of that problem he had emotionally or whatever it is. But in the later years, it gets a full grip on you.
Yeah.
And it kicks in.
Right.
And I don't know. I think there was a TMZ doc about him maybe a year ago or so about where is he, And
when I saw him, it felt like he was turning into like a more of a sadder Joker. Like
I think he got a lot of plastic surgery, right?
Yeah, like a lot of surgery and the hair and everything and what he was wearing. And it was like he wasn't as violent, so he didn't have as much, I guess, mean chutzpah, but like
violent.
He wasn't violent. He like the Joker. I said. Like,
not as violent.
He was more of like a mild, like a
Letterman loved him. Those appearances
nice
on Letterman were so goddamn funny.
Oh, right.
Because he was exactly polar opposite of Letterman's personality.
Right.
And there was something very vulnerable about Letterman when he came on. Like, Dave really loved him. And he put up with all his silly little innuendos and flirting and all that stuff. It was great.
Well, also, I think Letterman was one of these guys where it's like, don't touch him.
Right.
And I think Richard would try to touch him.
Yeah.
And I think that was part of the tension, right?
Yeah.
And he'd sit. He's one of the guys who'd sit on the seat with both feet on the cushion, tucked up, and his balls hanging out of his dolphin shorts, And
I know.
His Harlem Globetrotters top.
Right.
Yeah.
He was only on there so Dave could make fun of him, but it always worked, right?
Yeah, always worked.
But this is how it always ends, right?
I hope he has a comeback and he escapes his prison.
Yeah, you look at like Corey Feldman and people like that, and you go, yeah, just the bit didn't age well.
Right. All right, so we got some Rotten Tomatoes game
to
play as well. I also have I want to play this Eagle video because I was watching Hard Knocks training camp, New York Jets 3 weeks ago or so, and the coach, first day up, gave his inspirational speech, and the speech was based on, I found the subject, I found the actual video offering that the coach was inspired by, but I cried bullshit early. It's a horrible metaphor, and let's just watch it.
Did you know that the only bird in the world that dares to attack an eagle is the crow?
Oh, yes.
It perches on the eagle's back and pecks at its neck. However, the eagle doesn't respond, fight, waste time, or expend any energy on it. Instead, the eagle opens its wings and starts to soar as high as possible. The higher the eagle flies, the harder it becomes for the crow to breathe. Eventually, the crow falls due to lack of oxygen. In light of this, here's some advice. Let's stop wasting time with crows. Let's continue our flight to the heights, and the crows will fall by themselves. We will keep on flying.
All right, couple things. One is, if a crow jumps on your neck and starts pecking at the back of your head, you're not going to be able to ignore it and soar.
Right.
There's no fucking soaring with a crow stuck to your head.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, I don't buy any of this. I don't buy the part where you just put your wings on and just start soaring to astronomical heights. You just showed me 2 minutes of eagles flapping their wings frantically to try to get a little altitude.
Yeah.
What is this part where you just...
Also, the crow's a bird too.
Also, you guys, we don't have wings.
That's right. And the crows are smarter than the eagles. And I think if a crow was starting to get a little lightheaded because of the thin oxygen, it would hop off.
Yeah.
It would hop off. And then, as I said, what the fuck's the eagle breathing?
Yeah.
So you're going to bring him up into the stratosphere where there's no air and choke him out? Yeah, except for you need air to exist. as well. I don't buy
also,
any of this.
why are we glorifying the Eagles? That we're playing them in 4 weeks.
That's what I was yelling as well. It's a horrible. It's horrible, but I think this is the new thing about the internet. Just because you have a piano playing behind you with purpose and you have a voice that sounds authoritative doesn't mean whatever the fuck you're saying is true.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. This guy, well, let me hear it again. Imagine this. Imagine if remove the piano, take the Benny Hill song, Yakety Sax, and then put Roseanne Barr's voice in. You know how long this would last before we just went, bullshit, get the fuck out of here. No one believes your lying ass. Let's listen to this.
Did you know that the only bird in the world that dares to attack an eagle is the crow? It perches on the eagle's back and pecks at its neck. However, the eagle doesn't respond, fight, waste time, or expend any energy on it. Instead, the eagle opens its wings and starts to soar as high as possible. The higher the eagle flies, the harder it becomes for the crow to breathe. Eventually, the crow flies due to...
That's stupid.
Yeah, I don't buy any of it.
I saw that too, and I hated it.
Yeah. All right. So I just had to clear that up. But that's the source material for the speech that the Jets coach.
It's the same thing as that stupid, what is it, that swims across the water, but he lets the scorpion on his back?
The frog.
The frog lets the scorpion on his back. Scorpion goes, I won't bite you. And halfway across, he bites him. He goes, why'd you do that? Yeah. He goes, because I'm a scorpion. Well, you're a stupid fucking frog. You knew he was a scorpion the whole time.
Horrible. The metaphor.
Yeah.
Well, I also realized, like, when I used to do Crank Yankers,
my favorite show ever.
Oh, really?
Oh, if I wasn't doing porn, I would be doing crank calls.
Yeah.
Oh, you would?
I love crank calls. It's my, I mean, it's not my life. I do, like, April Fool's Day is like my favorite day. But anyway, go.
Oh, well, we have been sitting. Somebody said to me, what was your favorite Crank Yankers call ever? Oh, tell me yours.
Mine either was the ones where they called UPS.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you why that was
Saturday.
Yeah, UPS.
But I like that. I like Spoonie Love.
Yeah, Tracy Morgan.
I liked a lot of them, and I can't remember all of them right now.
Wanda Sykes had some great ones.
Yes. But I just thought it was just genius.
Well, we tried to play you the one where Bertram, my character, applies for a security guard job.
Oh yeah,
a couple of weeks ago, and we got the wrong vid. So I was like, "Well, we'll find it. Maybe we'll play the one. We'll play the right one." This seems.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Seems to be the one that people like the most. But since you're a fan,
I'm a super fan.
All right, we'll play that. Then I'll finish.
Oh, these are funny. These are
The security guard place?
Yes, it is.
Oh, great. My name's Bertram. I'm new to the area, and I'm looking for a job.
Okay, right now we're not hiring because we don't have any openings.
Not hiring, huh?
No.
Not hiring guys that did 3 tours in NAM and are third-degree black belts in Taekwondo? Not hiring a guy who can take an AK-47 blindfolded, break it down, oil it, and reassemble it in less than 4 minutes? You're not hiring any of them? Not hiring a guy who can kill a man using only his thumb on his left hand?
Well, we don't have any openings at the moment, so if we hire you, we
not hiring a guy who modified his AK-47 to go full automatic and added a 40-round banana clip to it? You're not hiring that guy? Not hiring a guy who customized his van so it looked like the A-Team van? You're not going to hire that guy? You're not going to hire a guy who laid his life on the line for this country so that you could go home to your lesbian partner and live in a judgment-free society? I think you are hiring that guy.
Hello?
Hello?
Can I help you?
You guys hiring?
No, we're not.
You're not, huh?
No.
You're not hiring a guy who was a master in the Shotokan discipline of the martial arts and who trained Green Berets for 4 years on the Mekong Delta before he began his street year tour? You're not hiring a guy who can slide in like a viper and take his prey out with piano wire and never be detected?
Sir, but we haven't got any vacancies.
No vacancies, huh?
Indeed.
Who is this, Mr. Belvedere? I ran into your kind when I was in NAM. Squad leader, your accent. Never did get along with the man. Ended up killing him in a bar fight. But that's beside the point.
Damn right it's beside the point.
You guys need qualified personnel. Yes or no?
I believe you're speaking to one, sir.
You got a bunch of guys who couldn't pass a GED. The cholesterol level's 370.
Excuse me, sir. Who are you exactly?
I'm Bertram. Vietnam vet and American.
Right. Anyway, I believe I've answered your question. No vacancies, sir.
Listen,
you're welcome to call back in a month's time.
I come with my own arsenal. I don't need any of that police issue mace or any of those plastic handcuffs you fairies are handing out. I come in there with my own uniform and I play by my own rules. Now, what do we guard? Malls?
I don't know who you are, sir. I've answered your question. Now you're going in somewhere else.
Tell you what, guys like you and Nam would shoot you up and spit you out.
Okay, whatever. Have a nice day, sir. Goodbye.
Yeah, you end up on the bottom of some guy's boot.
That was the
God, I love
the
it
call.
so
That was
much.
good. That was good.
But what reminded me with the authoritative voice and the eagle and the music and stuff like that is if you say stuff with enough gravitas, people will nod.
Right.
And one time I was doing a Bertram call, and I was talking about it was Bertram, and Bertram was talking to a funeral home, and I was saying that my mom died, and then I said no son should have to bury his mother. And they went, yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, you're so right. You're so right. I was like, really? Is that kind of the way we want it?
No, that's what was funny about the Jack Handy things on SNL was they play
God,
that music.
Jack Handy. Oh,
and he would be so authoritative.
Oh, my God. It was so funny.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, yeah.
God knows what the theme is, but we got the game to play, and we'll do that right after this. Oh, I love me some Just Thrive. So much stress. You just want to hit the pause button and breathe a little. Just Calm from Just Thrive. Well, it can help. Just Calm's all-natural blend of mood-lifting psychobiotics and brain-nourishing B vitamins help you take back control and feel your most cool, calm, and collected self. Multiple studies prove it works quickly to soothe everyday stress and sharpen focus in as little as 4 weeks, or you can try Just Thrive Probiotic. I take this every day. It's a spore-based probiotic that banishes gas and bloat in your gut and lets you produce more serotonin, which is your happy hormone. That's why you're in a good mood. Plus, it supports better sleep. I love the founders of this company. I've been to dinner with them. We've had Tina on the show. This is a passion project for them. These aren't Wall Street traders. So, Just Thrive. You'll feel the difference. Right, Dawson?
With Just Calm and Just Thrive Probiotic, you'll have the ultimate stress-fighting duo to help you feel cool, collected, and in control. Get 20% off your first 90-day bottle of Just Calm and Just Thrive Probiotic today. Visit justthrivehealth.com and use promo code Adam.
All right. So, the Rotten Tomatoes game, Dawson's figured out the theme. We don't know it here. Everyone's coached up on how to play it. I think you guys need pens and something to write on. Ben.
I have paper.
Yeah, so you're good. You just
I need your pen.
Scroll your stuff down there because you got to lock in your number before
the
other guy. Or hand him. I can give you. I can just take this in half and hand it to you.
Oh, I like this. Wait, I'm going to for you. Thank you.
You have paper?
I have these.
Okay.
I can give you something to write on.
I'll write it here.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, in light of last week's weather events with hurricanes and earthquakes running amok in Los Angeles, causing massive school closures for the safety of our teachers, we thought we'd look at some films with harrowing storms, earthquakes, and other disasters. Up first, as Earth is put in peril by earthquakes, volcanic eruptions.
All right, here we go.
Mega tsunamis and a global flood. A failed writer struggles to keep his family alive, starring John Cusack, Amanda Peet, and a dude I can't pronounce his name from 2009, 2012.
Woody Harrelson was in this. And fun, watchable movie. The beginning of the end. This movie was the beginning of the end. I've spoken about this many times. The beginning. No, this is the middle of the beginning of the end, as far as society goes.
This movie?
Yeah, this movie. Little Miss Sunshine was the beginning of the end. That's a talentless, fat 9-year-old deserves to shake her fucking moneymaker, and we're all supposed to stand up and applaud or something. You're just a fat, untalented chick, and the whole theme of the movie was we should celebrate this fat, untalented chick as she joins this beauty competition.
Oh.
And Greg Kinnear, the only sane one in the group, is deemed the asshole of the group for explaining hard work and focus and not telling gay suicide stories at the dinner table and stuff. He's demonized in this. The rest of the fucked up. His dad, the junkie sex addict who was thrown out of Shady Acres for sexually assaulting other patrons there, was one of the heroes. Of the two heroes of the movie were the old junkie sex fiend and the young fat talentless bitch. Those were the two. Those need to be celebrated. And the dude who was trying to keep the family together and earn the money, he was the goat. He was the one who was made fun of. So that was the beginning of it.
Okay. Little Miss Sunshine
should have
been Big Miss Sunshine.
That's right. This Husky Miss Sunshine. This is
Miss Moon.
This is a couple years later, and this is now the end of our society because
this is the middle of the end. You say
this is the middle of the end.
What was the end?
We're in it.
Okay.
This is now.
Okay.
This is the middle of the end. Now, the theme of this movie is society has crumbled, but a bunch of rich people basically knew this was coming, and they built these huge modern arcs. And these huge modern arcs were going to be in like the Himalayas or something, and when the seawater rised up to the Himalayas, they would all have a seat on this ark. And the arcs, each one held 1,000 people and had enough food and accommodations so they could live for 6 months at sea or whatever it was. And so that was the centralized theme. And so when the shit...
Frozen omelets.
Yeah.
All different types.
Leek omelets were heavy in this.
When the shit started going down, everyone started rushing to the ark, trying to get to higher ground. And then there was only so many seats on the ark. And then John Cusack gave an inspired speech about why should only the rich guy get a seat on the ark? What about the poor guy or the guy who's working on the dock here, the common man? Like, where's his seat on the ark? And that was the central theme of this equality theme. My answer to John Cusack is there would be no fucking ark if there weren't rich people. The reason there is an ark is because they all paid $200,000 that went into the ark building fund, and they built arks. That's why they get to be on the fucking ark. The poor fucking person who did not pay for the ark does not deserve a seat on the ark. He did not pay for the seat on the ark. This is the time where this is as we're entering this facet of life. Why does this rich guy have to have so much stuff? And there's people over here. Because he fucking works weekends. Now shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you rich?
Yeah. I got a seat on the ark. That being said, a visually fun movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a good time.
I did not see it, but I like the, the prescient high watermark. This was made in 2009, and it's a futuristic movie called 2012. Like George Orwell in 1950 wrote 1984.
Right.
And he was right about all of it.
Oh yeah, Planet of the Apes
early.
took place 3,000 years in the future or something. Not 31 months. Jesus Christ! I know, ballsy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, fun movie to watch, and I think the critics give a couple extra bonus points if there's some equality worked in and sort of global catastrophe. I don't know. This is kind of climate changed, this is man-made catastrophe climate. They get a couple of climate points and maybe a couple equality points, but it was still a big blockbuster and it still was junk. So it can't be great, but let's write it down.
All right. Now, Rotten Tomatoes, is this based on critics or
user critic score?
The critics.
Just the critics. All right. You guys locked in? Mm-hmm. All right. Fitz, you in?
You got it.
41.
Oh, that's your guess?
Yeah.
41. I think we're similar.
I said 76.
I said 77. I didn't think they hit it that bad, but I
don't know.
I do think a lot of critics don't like rich people, so
that's true.
So they would be angry about it.
A lot of critics may not like rich people, but they also don't like bad movies. 2012 is rotten at 39%.
Oh, wow. I didn't think they were going to be that hard on it.
Wow.
People had a 47. I'm telling you, a fun watch. You should watch this.
Did it go straight to video, or was it in the theaters?
I saw it in the theater.
Yeah, it was
You
in the
did?
theaters. I didn't see it in theaters. But
Oh, yeah. I love a big global catastrophe
sure.
kind of movie.
What's your favorite big global catastrophe movie?
Oh, I mean, you got your Independence Days.
Love that.
You got your
4th of July, wasn't that one?
the 4th of I think 4th of July was.
5th of July.
I think there's one of those.
Day after.
Whatever.
What was the one? La Brea Tar Pit one where they had all the. Remember, LA went into the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, LA went into the tar pit.
2 volcano movies. And then there was
Earthquake.
Earthquake. Well, then now we're going back to Irwin Allen.
Yeah.
He would do, Titanic, Towering Inferno, Earthquake.
Yes.
But Bruce Willis is in
Die Hard?
Die Hard. Yeah.
No, the drilling rig. Oh, shit. I had to blow up the...
I don't want to close my eyes.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't want to fall asleep.
What's that movie?
That was... No, that was the
Armageddon.
Pearl Harbor.
Armageddon.
Armageddon.
That's the leader in the clubhouse for every trope in that genre movie possible.
Yeah, that director was big. He made a lot of those.
Yeah, that was why I was thinking Pearl
Joe
Harbor.
something.
All right, next up. California's notorious San Andreas fault triggers a devastating magnitude 9 earthquake, the largest in recorded history. As the earth cracks open and buildings start to crumble, a helicopter rescue pilot struggles to keep his family alive.
The Rock.
Starring The Rock.
Oh, no, that's a different one.
And Carla Gugino. From 2015, San Andreas.
That's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, had to watch the shit out of this one, too. Cannot go wrong. All right, another same movie. Big effects, lots of action, a little short on plot. Any movie where the sea swells up and takes out the Golden Gate Bridge, I'm in. I'm 100%. When that tidal wave takes out the that tsunami takes out the Golden Gate Bridge, I'm watching. And any movie where there's a boat where it shouldn't be, where like some barge is floating through the middle of Manhattan because it's flat, I'm in.
Yeah, when you're on 42nd Street and the wave is coming at you, and the buildings are crumbling as it comes through.
I'm in.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the same thing. The fun watch. It is as advertised, but critics are snobs, and they're never going to take one of these movies and elevate it. They just won't. And this one has no themes to elevate it. There's no woke themes in it. It's just action. So, what do you guys think?
They don't like The Rock. They don't like The Rock.
I'm sticking with my last number. I'm going 41 again.
I did 53. I just hit the middle.
I did 38. I went low. The Rock sinks things.
I know.
Yeah,
I feel
like
I think you're going to be right.
Yeah.
I just...
San Andreas is also rotten at 49%.
Sticking in the 40s.
What'd you pick?
41. I just kept the same number.
53.
Yeah, you're close. You're closer.
38. Not doing well.
Next up, a group of passengers must embark on a harrowing struggle for survival after a tsunami capsizes their cruise ship at sea. The group must band together as they make their desperate attempt to escape a watery grave, starring Gene Hackman, Ernest Borgnine, and Red Buttons.
Red Buttons?
From 1972, The Poseidon Adventure.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
this movie was a game changer.
Well, you left out what's her name. This is what's her name's big movie.
Shelley Winters.
Yeah, Shelley Winters.
Yes.
I love this movie. And Academy Award nominated theme song.
What was
Staying Alive?
There's Got to Be a Morning After by Maureen McGovern.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Do you remember that one,
There's
Dawson?
got to be a morning after.
It's waiting right outside the door.
I'm looking at that picture as you sing that.
Cross the seas together and find a place that's safe and warm.
I did the national anthem and people went fucking crazy. I was in Dallas.
Oh, smart.
Yeah.
I should care. I should care more. My number one answer, I just went to the barber. They go, every time I go to the barber, they go, how do you want the back of your neck? We want it square, we want it round. I go, do what you think.
Yeah.
I don't care. What song do you want when you come out of that? I don't know. Whatever the last guy,
Right.
whatever his one was. It won an Oscar.
It did.
Well, no, we need to hear more of the song because Creep's got all her shit like holding down a boat cover in the driveway or something. But Maureen McGovern's got this thing front. Here's a game. How many steps into Maureen McGovern's home would you have to take, the over-under, before you spotted the Oscar?
It's in the entry.
I say it's like 1.5 steps.
Yeah.
That's right
something
there.
Close. Yeah, it's right there.
It could be on the front yard holding a lantern.
That's right. Is Maureen McGovern still alive? All right. This movie.
Yeah, it's going to be high.
Game changer. And it's also back when we didn't really penalize big blockbusters. Now, all the critics are snobs, and any movie that makes over $10 million, they're like, fuck this. But now, back then, they're like, this is big. And it was like a fun kind of adventure movie.
It was amazing.
Oh, God, I'll think. Tell me who the captain was on this ship, and you're going to laugh.
Meryl Steubing.
No, it wasn't Gavin MacLeod. It was Leslie Nielsen.
No.
It was not Leslie Nielsen.
It was because he played all the heavy roles back then,
right.
and that's why they put him in Airplane and Top
ones.
Gun and all. They did it. The Zucker and Abram guys are like, everyone knows this guy from this role. We're not going to hire like comedic actors. We'll hire all the heavies from the 70s and we'll put them in a comedic version of the same role they were in.
That's funny.
Yeah, and now you see him and you just start laughing.
Yeah.
But he was cast as the captain.
Genius.
Yeah. All right. This one's tough because I don't know what the critics thought of it, but it was a fun romp. All right, you guys in?
Yep.
I'm in.
Yep.
72.
87.
89.
Woo!
Maureen McGovern is alive,
Oh, good.
and the Poseidon Adventure is fresh at 82.
Oh.
They would never give a big box, office, big action, they wouldn't give this film that today if it came out.
Yeah.
This was before
No
critics were
way,
snobs.
Yeah.
All right.
Our next movie is a depiction of Hollywood in the late 1920s.
My grandfather was in the Academy.
Really?
Yeah. It was my step-grandfather. It wasn't my real grandfather, but it's the only grandfather I ever known because the Corollas were fucked up long before it was fashionable, kids. So I didn't know either one of my biological grandfathers, but I did have a step-grandfather, Laszlo Gorog, wrote The Mole People. He was a writer. And he was in the Academy, and he got the 45 of Morning After. They would send records.
Yeah.
Like for you're in the Academy, then later on you would get VHS tapes and
DVDs,
discs and downloads and stuff like that. They sent a 45 of all the nominated, and I just remember sitting in his house just going, all right,
wow.
was all I got to do this summer.
Yeah.
Was sit here and listen to Maureen McGovern.
Wow.
All right, sorry.
It's a depiction of Hollywood in the late 1920s where 3 stars get caught up in the transition from silent films to talkies. Also, It Rains.
Ooh.
From 1952. Singing in the Rain.
Oh. God. This is a
Now,
this is a disaster movie?
Yeah.
Wait, what's the theme?
I guess it rained.
Weather?
It rained.
That's
so
the joke. It rained in LA last night.
yeah. Oh, yeah, in LA.
all right. Now, once in a while, there's such a thing as saying 100 because things are beloved or beloved. I never know. But I don't know if this movie, I don't know if we just remember very fondly a couple of the numbers and the rest of the movie didn't really hold together.
Yeah.
Took my kids to see it in the big theater, the Aero Theater in Santa Monica, when they were probably 8 and 10. They fucking loved it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that I'm going to go with that.
So your kids are gay?
Homosexuals.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you saw it recently.
I've actually got my son in gay conversion therapy. He's not gay, but I'm trying to flip him so he can get a job now that he's out of college. Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked out a deal with my kids that I got 17-year-old twins that, there's a high likelihood these days the girl may transition at some point, And I'm, it's LA. I'm an atheist. I told her I would not judge and I would support her, but I did I had boy-girl twins, and I'm going to have boy-girl twins. So if my daughter switches, I'm going to have to go talk to the boy.
So it's like a trade.
You got to move over. I'm not buying new clothes.
Right.
You guys switch. You switch closets.
Yeah, you just.
And I can still tell everyone with a straight face, boy-girl twins.
Right.
Boy-girl twins.
And you're not buying new driver's licenses.
No.
You just switch them up.
And I'll tell my daughter, look, if you can convince the boy to transition, then we got a deal. If not, well, then that's an issue. I think that's magnanimous.
That's magnanimous, to say the least.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. All right. This could be 95%. This could be 97%, or like it was a couple of great moments, but the film doesn't hold together. I think you got to go high here. I think you got to go.
It's fresh.
It's
now,
here's my
question.
Sure. Here's my question. Is this critics from contemporary critics looking back, or is this going to the critics at the time?
It's all mix? Time until yesterday. If somebody reviewed it yesterday, it's in there.
Every critic
that raises it up a couple.
And
points.
most critics are gay. So, all right, you guys locked in?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I went for the brass ring. I went 93.
That's what I went.
I went 91.
You guys should have gone 100 because Singing in the Rain is certified fresh at 100%.
No! A 95 audience.
Yeah. Damn. I told you there's a few of them out there that are just 100.
But I thought I was agreeing with you. I thought there might be some people who said, the story's not the best.
All right.
Our final movie is set in mundane suburbia, where a sexually frustrated father has a midlife crisis after becoming infatuated with his daughter's best friend. And at the end, it rains for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So made the cut.
They probably closed the schools the next day.
American Beauty.
Starring Kevin Spacey, Annette Bening, and Thora Birch from 1999, American Beauty, Greg.
Haven't watched this one in a while. I think I saw the whole thing, but I'm not sure. All right. They love this.
Yeah, critics
like this movie. Now, look, I'm going to offer some unsolicited advice. I think I'm leading this game, but remember, if you get the number dead nuts on, you get a 5-point deduction.
Oh, I need that. Oh, deduction.
Yes, a 5-point deduction. Like if any of us had listened to me, including myself, and won 100%. Not only would we have not gotten any points because we would have been dead nuts on, we would have got a 5-point deduction.
So if you win, you get a deduction?
If you get the number,
wins.
If you get the number, if you guess the number exactly.
This is kind of like a communist society.
If you get it exactly, you get 5 points off, which I think you guys need, but this is doable because this is in a range. This one is, I don't think it's going to be below 80.
No, I don't think
Who's
so
the
either.
director, Mike?
Oh, it was
Maybe it got fragged a little with some recent Kevin Spacey news or something.
Also, don't forget the lead character has an affair.
Sam Mendes directed
Mendes.
it.
Yeah.
Oscars love Sam Mendes.
Yeah, it won.
He had an affair with a young girl.
Yeah, but
but I don't think
this is before we were
Yeah, I don't think
judging.
people were
We weren't
caring.
Me Too'd
Right.
out back then. It was just before the Weinstein.
Did he
situation.
actually have an affair with her, or was he just like, imagining her in the roses bath?
They fooled around, but I don't think he penetrated her flesh.
All right.
Penetrated, yeah. I didn't think they had
Call
full
back.
on.
All right, you guys locked in?
Okay.
88.
94.
I had 94 too.
Let's hope it's
a
not
94
94.
team.
Wow.
I know.
You were both off further than Adam. American Beauty is certified fresh at 87%. No 5-point deduction, but we'll tally the scores.
93, so the audience had it.
I think I'm in last place.
Congratulations to all of you.
Thank
You will each be medaling in this competition.
Oh, everyone's on the podium.
Coming up with a bronze medal is Greg Fitzsimmons with a score of 74.
Yay!
Respectable.
That's not bad, right?
Leaving us Adam Carolla and Maitland Ward.
We tied?
Who knows?
Oh,
Is there
I thought you
a
said-
tie? Let's check
see,
the
let's
cards.
see.
No, those numbers are nothing alike. Maitland Ward, congratulations
Yeah.
on second place with a score of 63. The ace man wins with 20.
I'm going to Tanya Harding you.
I don't think I've ever played this game that Adam didn't win it.
Oh, no, Ball Bryan. Do you know, what was Ball Bryan's record? Ball Bryan's record
minus
was
16?
Minus 16.
Minus.
How could it be minus?
He got, well, as
Got it
previously
right on the-
discussed.
So is
he
it like golf?
He got three, I think he got 3 5-point deductions.
It would have to be at least 4.
Like,
A hole in one. No, you
No,
guys
Okay, okay.
yeah,
There it
you're
is.
right. You're right.
Here it is. The theme was some of Mike August's favorite and non-favorite movies. The Godfather, he got Dead Nuts on. Diner, he got Dead Nuts on. Iron Man, he got Dead Nuts on. No Country for Old Men, he got Live Nuts on.
What was that?
what's live?
It's still minus 5. It's just I'm just changing up the words.
Oh.
It was still
I
Dead
understand.
Nuts
It's
on.
confusing in this context. Here we go.
And then the only one that he was 4 off of was Thor: The Dark World. So minus 20 points plus 4
insane.
is minus 16.
Wow,
That's crazy.
That's really crazy.
It's Bob Beeman's long jump record. It'll never be beaten.
No.
It's just, you have to get 4 in a row exactly right.
Wow.
It's Belladonna's triple anal. I don't think
Yeah.
anybody's ever going to.
No. Can't beat. Can't. Well, first off, in order to beat it, you'd really have to get 4 in a row, Dead Nuts on, and then less than 4 on the next one.
Yeah.
It's undoable. Never.
How
be
many of
met.
those were 100%, Dawson?
None. I don't think any of them.
Okay.
All right, we'll take a break. We're going to do some news. Maitland's going to do the news, and we'll do that right after this. Well, good news. It's O Rewards Member Appreciation Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get the most out of your membership. Shop, earn points, and get rewards sent right to your phone or email. If you're not an O Rewards member yet, sign up. It's quick and it's easy. You can do it online or in the store if you like. Just ask one of their professional parts people about joining O Rewards next time you visit, and you can start earning points on your first purchase. Sign up for both email and text and get even more out of your membership. And right now, members receive 2 times, 3 times, up to 8 times O Rewards points on select purchases. Those bonus points can help you get to your next reward even faster. You receive a $5 reward for every 150 O Rewards points, and you can use your reward on your next in-store or online purchase. So don't miss O Rewards Member Appreciation Month now at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store and O'ReillyAuto.com.
Here's a list of all the things Adam Carolla will do before he dies. have someone remove his cape on stage. Just one of the things Adam will do before he dies. Let's get back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Yeah, the great James Brown had a cape wrangler. He'd go out, stand there, and someone would come out and remove his cape and walk it backstage. That is a fucking
And then at
power
the end of the
move.
show, he'd come back out with the cape and take him off stage.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, that's a sweet gig.
That is a sweet gig.
Because really, all you do is walk out, remove a cape, and then you guard a cape for 2 hours, and then you reattach the cape.
Yeah.
That's the easiest job in show business.
Except when he would leave, when you would put it on him after the show and walk him off, sometimes he'd get halfway off the stage and then throw the cape off again and throw a couple more dance moves and then almost collapse in fatigue, and then the cape would come back again.
Yeah. That
a
was
head
my
fake.
my biggest mind-blown showbiz memory is the first time I got booked on Letterman, and they were like, I was like, who else is on? They're like, well, I don't know, basketball coach or somebody goes on first, then you go on next, and then James Brown goes on after you. And I was like, James Brown after me?
Yes, 3?
I was like, now the musical act always goes at the end, but I didn't even know how it worked. I was like, in what fucking universe is James Brown, the hardest working man in showbiz, going on after the dude from the San Fernando Valley who dug ditches for a living? Like, I am mind blown with the James Brown going on after me. All right, Maitland, we got some news fired up there?
I have some news here.
All right.
Okay, everybody, are you familiar, of course, with Ozempic?
Yes.
Right?
No.
You know what Ozempic is?
You know the song.
What's the song?
Ozempic.
Yeah, you're third. There's third O. It's got.
It might be third O in there.
No, you got to go up. It's Ozempic.
Yeah.
Is that really the song for the ad?
It's Pilot's Magic.
It's a song by Pilot.
Oh, yeah.
Produced by
Okay, so
Alan Parsons, by the way.
I'm going to give you the
I
news
know
on
I
this.
love that
Blow my
song.
mind.
No, it's the weight loss drug that all these like
Oh,
celebrities
sure.
are,
Right, it was
being
originally
accused
for
of.
like diabetes, and then they started
Right.
And they
using it.
stole
Right.
them, and
Right.
it was created a shortage and everything. But now they are finding out that it is curing other things, like heart disease, like addictions that people have. Like if I guess a person who is taking it might have a sort of addictive personality anyway on the side, like they might be, they eat a lot of food, but they also drink a lot or smoke a lot. It's curing those things.
Wow.
Yeah. So it could be like, I mean, what do you guys think about, it being a cure for all of these cravings and behaviors and addictions?
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I think if
It
you're
takes
so
away our addictions.
if
I
you're
don't
so
like it.
addicted to something that you're sucking a dick for sandwich money, you should earn your way out. You got to feel the pain.
Hey, now I win awards for that.
Really?
Yeah.
What have you won awards?
Yes, I've won a lot.
Oh,
I've won 7
congratulations.
avians.
No way.
Yes.
Did that raise your money in the market?
Yeah. I mean, yes, and yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess so. But I come from television too, so
She won first year. She won Best Newcomer, and then next year she won Best Face Comer, and then the year after that she won
Yeah.
Best Ass Comer,
But I was
and
kidding about the
she's won
sandwich.
all the Comer awards. She won Best Comer Bun.
I cannot have people take Ozempic
they
if
got
they
beat off
aren't
in her
going to
hair.
have a sexual addiction anymore.
Yeah. 7 AVNs.
I did. I have
Ah.
7 AVNs. Yeah.
Are they displayed prominently?
Yes,
in
they
your
are
home?
displayed prominently, and I have 10 XBiz awards too, which is another one. But
How many
and-
steps into the house before we see
oh
them?
yeah, that's a good one. It's not far. No, it's in a case in the living room.
Is the title on there? I mean,
Yeah,
what's
all
your,
the titles. Well, I've won Best Actress a lot of times, and then but I did win like one. Hey, there they are.
Wow.
Or part of them. I won. Yeah, there I am. That's where they're displayed. No, I really put them in a case. But yeah, But
That's
the best thing
beautiful.
about it was I won one year Best Actress for the feature that I did, and then I also won the Best Boy-Girl Scene of the Year.
Oh, nice.
So I won sex and acting.
You were a girl when you did it?
wow.
Picture like 2 11-year-olds trying to figure it out.
Feather in the cap. Personal
yes.
question. When your folks come into town to visit, is prominently displayed?
Yeah, my folks know. Yeah, they do. And they're, yeah.
All right.
I mean, we don't.
I know they
don't
know
watch,
what you do.
Yeah,
Like, it's
they're very proud of my awards,
but it'd
though.
be-
But they don't like watch or
But
get involved with it.
What I'm kind of saying is like, if my son was gay, I'd go, okay, all right, well, I'll respect that. But if I walked into his apartment when he was 26 and had a huge award for best cock sucking in North Hollywood or something, I would go up. Put it in the Crown Royal sack when Dad comes over.
A lot of people do that, but I am very proud. I don't care. I want him up there, and I'm, so okay. I display them.
You ever tell like your dad just to be a douche, like, hey, could you put a coat of carnauba wax on my awards there, baby? Let's go ahead and buff those out.
We don't really talk about the awards when they're there.
All right, sorry.
But
all right, Ozempic.
Oh yes, Ozempic. So yeah, it's curing things.
All right, don't like it.
Okay.
And for a multitude of reasons, which is we're on a very slippery slope here in the life hack department. The deal is diet and exercise. That's going to cure everything, and we're always looking for ways around it, right? And what people don't realize is exercise, diet, and that. There's a physical benefit to it that we all understand. Hey, you look better in your jeans. But there's a huge mental component to it, which is you will now have discipline. I mean, if you really think about diet, it's a daily discipline. It's a daily way for you to go, here's what I'd like to have. I'd like to have a pound of fudge for breakfast, but I'm not going to do it. Instead, I'm going to do something sensible with these egg whites or porridge or whatever it is. It's a constant discipline that you live with, and you live with it every day. I mean, I fuck up all the time. Like I'll be sitting around my sofa sometimes at like 10:30, 11 at night, and I'll go, hey, there's some of that Chinese food in the fridge. And then I think, look, you already ate dinner. You ate dinner at 7 o'clock. And I go, what's wrong with a little Chinese food? And I'll give in. And other times I won't. But the point is, it's a constant thing. And if someone just goes, here's a pill, it'd be like, here's a pill that simulates you running on the treadmill when you don't have to run on the treadmill. Well, eventually other things start to suffer because while you may not be fat, you will be undisciplined. And that's the stuff we have to worry about a society. It's sort of Grubhubby. Everything's an app on your phone. Everyone's going to do. It's like you can go like, what's wrong with a dog walker? Like, there's nothing inherently wrong with a dog walker. But if you can walk your own dog, you should. And there'll be times you don't want to walk your own dog, but you do it anyway. These are all of life's rituals. They're super important. We're looking for life hacks to get around them, and we're all just getting fatter, lazier, and dumber.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, Dawson, pilots, oh, it's magic. I think they say ho, ho, ho. Don't they say ho, ho, ho?
I don't think so, but let's find out.
Let's find out.
Yeah. Oh, ho, ho. Pirates.
Ho.
Someone's got to tell the Ozempic people.
Yep.
It ain't oh, ho. This is a Tool tune. Tool tune is you like it, but you're embarrassed. Now, what year did this come up, and did they rip it off from?
I'm going to guess 1976.
74.
Okay.
4. Okay, so that predates Welcome Back, Kotter, where Horseshack would go, oh, Mr. Kotter, Mr. Kotter.
Yeah.
Don't you wish you wrote back then?
Yes.
Because you'd be sitting around going, I don't have to write anything funny. I just have to catchphrase or a noise this guy makes over and over again.
Yeah, or Gilligan's Island. I mean, they're all saying the same thing in every episode.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the skipper. Oh, and at this page 7, the skipper hits him with the hat, and then it calls him little buddy, and then Lovey's over here, and Mr. Howell. Yeah, it's
Get the girls in the water.
Right.
In Act 3.
All right, sorry. So I don't like Ozempic.
Okay, no one Ozempic. But what if it cures all these other things?
I don't look if it cures. If
diabetes, obviously.
Well, it cures diabetes by making you not fat, but you could cure your own diabetes by working out and exercising.
Is it do blood sugar levels or so? I don't know.
I think it does, but the point is all this could be solved if people would just get a little more restrictive with their diets. That's all.
I see what
discipline.
you're saying.
That's
I see what you're saying.
All right.
But I have a good story. This is actually one you're going to really be involved with or invested in. Okay, it's about the lottery. This waitress, I'm not so sure where she came from. I think it was Alabama or somewhere. Don't quote me on that. But she got a lottery ticket for a tip. Okay, so think about this.
Yeah.
This truck driver or whatever gave her the ticket.
Didn't they make a Nick Cage movie out of this, like in the 80s or 90s or something with Fonda?
Bridget Fonda?
Bridget Fonda?
That sounds right.
Oh, this is a Nick Cage, Bridget Fonda movie.
Right.
But anyway, go ahead.
But so she wins $10 million from this lottery ticket that was a tip.
$10 million.
Yeah. So she decides she's going to get paid out about, whatever it is, 300-something thousand a year for 30 years. But everybody starts coming after her with these lawsuits. Basically, the truck driver said he gave her tickets, I guess, on the regular. That was his tip, which is really a cheap tipper. Like he just, here, you might win one day, but but if he won or if she won, she would buy him a truck. So he took her to court over that.
That was their understanding?
Their understanding.
I don't believe they had that conversation.
It's not in writing. It doesn't mean shit.
He sued her over this. The other waitresses, servers, they sued her because they're supposed to all share their tips.
Well, that's an interesting argument.
I'll give them that.
Because they really are supposed to share.
Yep.
And they also, I guess he gave tickets to all of them a lot of the time. So he would, that's how he would kind of tip on his stops. So they sued. And so they went back and forth in court for a long time. But then eventually her ex-husband, who was out of the picture at the time, she divorced him. She was a single mom. He was very abusive in the past. He kidnapped her. He took her on a boat, and she wasn't like a float girl. He took her on this boat out in the middle of wherever, and he wanted the money, or he wanted money from her. And I guess she convinced him that she had some phone call she had to make in her purse, which I don't know. If you kidnap someone, I'm not sure why you would let them go make a phone call, but whatever.
But
she shot him.
Yeah.
Wow.
She had a gun in her purse.
Well, okay.
That's a lot of information.
All right. First things first.
Break it down.
If you kidnap someone and you take them to sea and you're like, I want all your money, my answer would be like, I have $11 on me.
You're right.
And I don't have my fucking bank account on a buoy that's nearby.
Right.
We're going to have to hit terra firma at some point.
Yeah. No, you take her to an ATM machine.
It's on all my money's land based.
Yeah.
You understand? Like,
I guess you could call it in. Like,
I don't know how you extort that while you're at sea, and then what she has to do. I mean, it sounds like he deserves.
He might have been
here sounds
intoxicated.
like trouble here. He deserved to be shot. That's good. The other,
and he went to jail afterwards.
The other waitresses have sort of a claim, but maybe their claim, I don't know. Maybe, like, if you go, how much is this lottery ticket cost? And you go $5. Then maybe that's their only claim for the pooling part of it. I don't know if they need the outcome part.
Yeah, because what if he gave her $5 and she bought Bitcoin at 30 cents, and then all of a sudden it was worth $1 million? Do they share in that $1 million? No.
At a certain point, as they always say, possession is 9/10 of the law. Like at a certain point, it's her ticket, it's in her hand, leave her the fuck alone. I would also argue, like, how, if I was an attorney, did the others pool tips when they were paid with lottery tickets?
Right.
Even if you don't win, you have to go, this is $5 worth.
I don't think so.
They wouldn't do that.
That is a good point.
I think she keeps the money.
I think she eventually did. It went back in court several times because she did lose and she had to pay people, but then it went to the Supreme Court of Alabama. And I think it was Alabama.
I think it's the Supreme Court of Alabama.
I remembered it right, but yeah.
Did you?
And she ended up winning, and she ended up like becoming a card dealer. Like she said, I need to have purpose and a normal job in my life. So she said, let me deal cards.
This
Wait,
now
card or car?
Cards.
Card
like
dealer.
gambling. She needed Ozempic.
What was the name of that
That's what
Nick
she needed
Cage movie?
to get rid of her gambling addiction.
Find that number one.
It could happen to you.
Same theme, right? Okay.
Based on a true story, but not that one.
Oh, well, there you go.
Huh.
That is based. All right.
It
What
also
else?
said, yeah, and then the last story. This is kind of a feel good story. This last one. I mean, not that the last one wasn't, but
We only have three? What are these
we
three?
only have three. I need to get more.
Where's the rest of your stories?
Okay, there's a Tokyo restaurant that is hiring people with dementia.
Hold on. Speaking of songs and themes,
You want me to sing it?
yeah.
There's a Tokyo restaurant.
Keep going. No, the sitcom Alice.
Oh, Alice, yes.
She was a single waitress.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of that situation.
And she sort of described her whole life as a single mom. She was a single mom waitress who went and worked at a Greasy Spoon in Arizona.
Yeah.
At
And
the
she had a
end.
son and no
Yes.
husband.
But would Flo have stolen her money?
Her
That's the
son
question.
was a McKeon.
Yeah, Nancy McKeon's brother.
That's right.
I met him at a tennis tournament once. He's dead now, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know exactly. I think look it up. But I know he died.
We'll play it. Sorry.
He was
Took
a
her
nice
out
guy.
on a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, took her out on a boat.
She sings it too. This, by the way, they would film these things like I'd be sitting in North Hollywood, and I'd be like, "Where's this? Arizona?" And I'd be like, "Where the fuck is that?" And they'd go, "It's Arizona. It's like a state over." And I'd go, "I don't even know what that is. It just looks like the desert. There's nothing in Arizona." Looking good. There's a fresh face in the neighborhood. There's a new. Get ready to scat at the end. There's a brand new style. She was just passing through, but if things work out, she's gonna stay. Get ready to scat.
Oh yeah. Isn't that kind of weird? The boy is pouring water on her feet.
Kid definitely has a foot fetish today.
She put in a double shift. And
I know.
her son, one of the McKeons, the McKeon's son. This used to be back when anyone who acted, I'm going to sing it. No, this is back when anyone acted had a brother who also acted, or a sister that always acted.
Christy McNichol had a brother, Peter McNichol.
Yeah,
And the Batemans, too, but
Bateman's
yeah.
like it was just like
Yep.
you just show up on set at 9,
brother.
and you go like, "Oh, it's my brother Tim.
Yeah,
can
Chloe
he be in the
Sevigny.
sitcom too?" And they'd go, "Yeah, I guess so."
John Cusack, Joan Cusack.
Yeah.
Right.
Chloe
Yeah.
Sevigny and Bob Savigny.
Don't know. Everyone, and here's the real bitch. The real bitch is when the one child star breaks out early
Yeah.
and becomes a big thing, and the other one's kind of on the shitty, lesser-known sitcom or whatever, and then at some point, as an adult actor, like Jason Bateman becomes
yeah.
the big standout guy.
Right.
And, God, yeah.
There's that girl. What's the show where it's like it starts out as a sitcom, but then it becomes kind of a science fiction thing?
Is it? You mean on
It's the
AMC or?
Is it
Yeah.
new? I haven't seen it if it's new.
it's the one with the twins from Full House.
Oh,
Their sister, WandaVision.
WandaVision. Oh,
Their
their sister.
sister
Yes,
is
yes,
now
yes.
blowing
WandaVision.
up.
Yes.
And
she's
they've
huge.
gone away. She's huge. She's great.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Is so is is it Michael McKeon or no? That's
No,
the
Philip
other.
McKeon. Michael McKeon. Yeah.
There's Nancy McKeon.
Michael McKeon.
Michael
was,
McKeon. He's not
that's
related.
Spinal Tap.
He's not
Yeah.
related. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Philip McKeon.
Is he still alive?
How did Philip McKeon die?
Undisclosed illness.
Am I
2019 at 55 years old.
Oh, see,
Oh, that's so sad.
always a sad ending for the
Yeah.
sitcoms.
All right.
All right, sorry, you had one more.
Oh, I have one more. I feel good. It'll get us up after all of that sadness. Okay, so Tokyo has a restaurant that is hiring older people with dementia to take orders and deliver orders.
Every time I eat, I get one of those for a waiter or waitress. So I'm like, I'd like tomato slices. You want them in the omelet? No, just tomato slices on the side. So tomato omelet?
Yeah.
No, I'm ordering an omelet and
the leek
sliced up tomatoes.
That's what happened with your leek omelet.
White bread, no butter. All right, sourdough, extra butter?
Yeah.
No, that's what we're dealing with now. We already have this.
See, I think at least going in, this place is called the restaurant of mistaken orders. I mean, you know what you're going in for.
Right.
They top off your coffee, but in your gin and tonic.
Right.
That's the only thing. I think they're supervised a little bit because sometimes, I've had an older relative who might, I don't know, he might pee in the soup or something.
Yeah. Is that like me Chinese, me make joke? Me make pee-pee in your Coke?
No.
You didn't know that one?
You never heard that?
No.
Oh, man, those are the best.
But I could see like an older person might,
So they hire
yes.
people with dementia.
Yeah.
I will bet you.
And it gives them purpose. And I don't think they're so severely dementia-ridden that they can't.
These are Japanese people?
Yes, it's in Tokyo.
All right. Here's anyone wants to wager, I'll bet you this.
Okay.
I will bet you that elderly, dementia-riddled Japanese women still do better at math than American students.
Absolutely.
If you went to Baltimore and found your average high school student, they would still kick the shit out of them in long division. I can't remember my name, but I will whoop up on your ass in the math competition.
And they're harder workers and
they're still better.
They're better.
I bet you even they still would make better employees than your average high schooler.
Absolutely.
In America.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
They said 37% of the orders are wrong, but 99% of the customers are happy. But who is that 1%? That's what the question is.
37% are wrong? Wrong.
Are happy.
No, the 1% who's not happy. The 1% who's not happy.
There's 1%, one guy or something.
Yeah.
Who's not happy.
They're all unhappy. He's the only one who's willing to say it. Everyone else has to do the polite applause for it.
They're too hungry to answer the question.
But should we have these here? But I feel like.
Well, like I said, we're already there. Everyone I get doesn't write anything down, says they're going to remember everything.
Why do they have to remember
You want to know about dementia patients here? When I order a vodka, soda water, and lemon, I now say vodka, soda water, and yellow lemon because I get a lime.
Oh,
because lemon and lime both start with the same letter.
And they stop listening.
And these dementia patients can't fucking figure it out because they're so used to staring at their phone. By the way, there is no difference between a dementia patient and a 23-year-old who just stares at his phone all day. They're the same. They got the same brain. And so I say yellow lemon, which sounds insulting, but I don't know what else to do because I keep getting a lime. So that's number one. Number two, if I went to this restaurant, I think I could game this system because I'd be thinking to myself, well, I like my eggs scrambled, but I'm going to tell these bitches sunny side up, and then I'll get the scrambled.
Yes.
Because they fuck everything up.
And then you say, I already paid. What are you talking about?
Yeah, with a generous tip.
Yeah.
Oh,
I give you a
I'll
lottery.
Lottery ticket.
I own this restaurant, bitch. Now, how about you clean up and get out of here? Yes, I would do with them what you do with late people, where you go, the flight leaves, and you think to yourself, oh, it leaves at 8 a.m. I better tell them 7:30 because this person's always late. I would do that with all my orders.
All right.
I think we should do it with the teenagers at the, Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
Well, the poor people who work at the Cheesecake Factory.
No, a Cheesecake Factory does a nice job.
They can't be blamed because the menu has 788 options on it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think at the demented Japanese restaurant, there's only one entree, so they can't fuck it up. It's it's mushu pork.
Mm-hmm.